Hi, I'm Joe Revita from Empire Music and EmpireMusicOnline.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm here with our very first new for 2020 Taylor K26ce. This guitar is amazing. It sounds outrageous. It plays great. It has some really new, amazing features, including this awesome sound port cutaway. You can find this guitar directly at EmpireMusicOnline.com. You can always give us a call about this instrument, 412-343-5299. Myself, Todd, or Anthony are always here to hook you up and get you a great deal. So I spent time with Andy Powers last year at the factory, and he showed me the prototypes of the new Grand Symphonies, and I was really, really excited about them. It's going to be a product that gives you new sonic palettes, and this all Koa design is just outrageous. Obviously, you have this beautiful all solid Koa guitar, which I'm going to pick up over the microphones. You can see here, really gorgeous. Taylor has the most beautiful Koa sourcing, and this guy is no doubt shaded edge burst finish. They shade edge burst the neck Goto 21-1 510 tuners, which are top of the line. Obviously, West African ebony fretboard and bridge, Taylor expression system too. But the real story is twofold. The reinvention and the revoicing of the Grand Symphony line, which is what the 6 is. So anything with the 6 at the end of it would be a Grand Symphony. The K26 is obviously Koa, all Koa, Grand Symphony. And the new revoiced Grand Symphony guitars come with this sound port. And the sound port here is also made of ebony, and you can see it's also a cutaway, which is really cool. So from the side, you can see it keeps the back of the guitar intact. Typically a cutaway would come all the way through, right? And it would be completely scooped out here. So we leave the back of the guitar intact. Our access to the higher frets is just the same as a regular cutaway, so we don't lose anything there, but it allows for, again, the back to be intact and this sound port to be installed. Now, when I talked to Andy, what he was looking for is a really third dimension orchestral experience by producing a guitar with a sound port. Many companies put a sound port up top here, and that's really a selfish feature, right? It's something that allows us to hear the guitar back, but doesn't really do anything for the experience of our audience. So if you are playing in front of people, or if you are recording the instrument, a sound port anywhere else on the guitar is just kind of just useless. Here, what it's allowed us to do is give us another dimension of tone, and the sound really, really can fill a room, and it's really exciting. The Grand Symphony design is just a touch bigger than a grand auditorium. I think a lot of times people think of a Grand Symphony as this massive guitar, and it really isn't. If you took a Grand Symphony and you took the binding and you ripped it off from here to here, and you did the same with the grand auditorium, this would only be about a ½ inch longer in binding. So it does add more body. There's wider at the waist, wider at the shoulders, but it's not something that's cumbersome to hold, which is really, really great. So it doesn't feel bulky in your hands, but what it does do is it gives us more volume, more bottom end. And with the V-Class bracing, you get even more power. The V-Class bracing was implemented a few years ago in the grand auditoriums, but we found in all the guitars that are a little bit stiffer tops, your Koas, your Mahoganies, it really gives it a bigger boost. So these guitars get supercharged, which is awesome. So not only do you have a guitar that has the ability to create more bottom end, more volume because of its size, you get the V-Class bracing, which makes it bigger and boomier yet. And then we add the sound port. Now I'm going to show you the importance of the sound port here in a little bit, where I'm going to just cover the sound port so you can see. But what I want to do is talk about the tone of the guitar, and I'll play it a little bit for you, and kind of a sneaky feature. Let's talk about that sneaky feature. Taylor has used a 24 7/8 short scale design on this instrument. If you play a Taylor Grand Auditorium or Grand Pacific, you're going to get a 25.5 inch scale. And that scale length is the distance from here to here. So by making it a little bit shorter scale, it allows for the strings to have a little bit less resistance. They're a little bit more slinky, a little easier to push down, which is awesome. It makes the guitar sound a little throatier as well. You'll notice that as soon as you play it in terms of ease of play, but it doesn't really make it so that the guitar feels like it's too cramped or anything like that. You have plenty of room here. It's the same as a grand concert scale, a little bit shorter scale, but it gives us that extra boost. So if you watch our videos, you watch my videos, you know what I like to do is trying to show the range of the instrument, right? How does it sound quietly through? How much headroom does it have? Now, Koa guitars aren't typically known as a guitar with tons of headroom, but I think what we're going to find is with the sound port, the Grand Symphony body style, and the V-Class bracing, we have unparalleled output from this guitar with tons of top end volume. Koa's got a really bell-like treble and a lush bottom end and mids, so I think you're going to hear that too. So I'm going to play the guitar lightly, through a little bit more aggressively, through a heavier strum attack, and then we'll show you what this sound port can do. epic sustain for a Koa, which is awesome. If you heard, the top end is really piano-like. It's really, really beautiful and articulate and defined, but not kind of like plinky at all. It's just like, I think a lot of times when you hear guitars that have a nice top end, as you move up the neck, they sound real, tinny, and this doesn't sound at all. They're really, really round. What I love about this guitar is the bass is really percussive. You can really feel the bottom end. I mean, you just feel that punch against your body, and that's really unique for a Koa guitar. I think sometimes Koa, if you want to pick something that doesn't do quite well, the bottom end sometimes is, while really lush and sweet, isn't as full and round, and man, this guitar solves that problem all day. Now, let's talk about the sound port. What does it really do? I can tell you it's not for show. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna strum an open chord here, and then I'm going to cover the sound port and let you hear kind of like what we sound like here. So this is actually just gonna be the open strings, not an open chord, because I only have 2 hands, not 3. I'm gonna go ahead and strum through with both the microphone pointing right at the sound port and the sound hole, and you'll hear it all together. Now with the sound port covered, so you'll hear kind of right away that more muffled tone, right? This adds a lot of nuance and a lot of kind of like liveliness to the top end of the sound. Sitting across from the guitar, when I sat with Andy Powers in his work area, it's like, what I thought was really amazing is it felt like the sound kind of got thrown. It just was really unique, and it kind of envelops you, which is a really cool, feature for a guitar to have. Obviously, like, a sound port might not be for everybody, but it's something that Taylor's introducing to allow players find more sounds for their artistry. And whether you're a hobby player or you're playing live, you play worship, you record, this is an instrument that will allow you to offer a different experience for your listeners, which is really, really cool, and I love it, and I think it just plays great, and it sounds amazing. They give you beautiful appointments, like obviously the pale maple binding, which is really, really great. Again, you have like a shorter scale, so some great design elements, things that guitar players would really want. And it sounds so sweet because Koa sounds so great. It's just definitely a fuller, fatter Koa, which I think a lot of times if we're strummers, we love the idea of the sound of Koa, but sometimes it might be just a touch thin. Problem solved. So let's talk about the mids of the guitar, because if you watch my videos, I do mid definition. Taylor's always awesome at this. So we'll just kind of run it through the paces here to show you how nice it sounds through the middle of the instrument. Sounds amazing, super balanced. Taylor knocked it out of the park on this. So if you're interested in a Taylor K26ce new for 2020, or any other guitar in Taylor's collection, what should you do? First, give us a shout, 412-343-5299. You can also text me anytime personally, 412-915-7118. I'm always available for you. We're working extremely hard to make sure we're always available for you, so I'm always here to answer your questions. We can get you an amazing deal. We have amazing 0% financing options with Taylor. Most importantly, we set up every guitar. Full factory setup is done before we ship every instrument. We don't just inspect. Inspect is looking. Here, we're making sure that the guitar is going to be perfect for you when you open it up out of the box or you pick it up from our showroom. It'll be just what it could be at the end of Taylor's assembly line, which is really, really important. We're really proud of. We professionally package, and we're always here for you after the sale. If you like our content, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be awesome. It really helps our visibility. So, the Taylor K26ce is a Grand Symphony design that's been revoiced for 2020, featuring a new sound port, short scale design, this stunning all Koa build, top, back, and sides, Goto hardware, a really amazing instrument. We are Empire Music, empiremusiconline.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm Joe Revita. Thanks for watching.